When you think about the EV revolution, what comes to mind? Sleek designs, that silent hum of the motor? Yeah, all that's cool. But the real revolution, the thing that's going to change everything, it's hidden away deep inside the battery. We're talking about the brain of the car, and believe me, it is about to get a serious, mind-blowing upgrade.
Okay, let's be honest for a second. Have you ever felt that little knot in your stomach, that range anxiety? You know, that feeling when you're driving your EV, or maybe just thinking about getting one and you're constantly glancing at the battery percentage, wondering if you're going to make it to the next charger? Yeah, you're not alone. It's a feeling pretty much every EV driver knows. And here's the wild part. So much of that experience, your actual range, the car's performance, how long the battery lasts, and even its safety, it all comes down to one critical component, a single system that most people don't even know exists.
I mean, just look at this. Managing an EV battery. It's not simple. It's like this giant pyramid of knowledge. You start at the bottom with the physics of a single tiny cell. Then you have to figure out how hundreds of those cells work together in a module, and then how all those modules work together in the full pack. And at the very top, overseeing this whole complex mess, that's the brain of the operation, the battery management system, or BMS for short.
So, let's talk about this hidden brain. The BMS is basically the unsung hero of every single EV out there. Its job is to make sure the battery runs safely, efficiently, and for as long as it possibly can.
Right now, a conventional BMS is kind of like a security guard, a very diligent, very focused security guard. It's always on patrol, monitoring the basics, voltage, current, temperature. Its main goal is just to stop bad stuff from happening. Don't overcharge, don't discharge too much, watch out for short circuits. And yeah, it gives you that guess of how much battery you have left. It's super important for sure, but it's all reactive.
And that's the problem, right there. Just being reactive, just being a security guard isn't going to cut it anymore. As EVs get smarter and more powerful, this old-school approach is actually holding back what our batteries are truly capable of.
And this really shows you the massive jump we're talking about. On one side, you've got the old way. Reactive, limited power. Honestly, it's got the brains of a pocket calculator. But on the other side, we're talking about something entirely different. A cloud-based system that is predictive, proactive, and has some serious computational muscle. This is the difference between guessing and knowing.
The source material puts it perfectly. These old systems are, and I'm quoting here, constrained by limited computational power and data storage capacity. What does that really mean? It means the little computer inside the car just isn't powerful enough to do the really smart stuff. It can't run the complex predictive algorithms we need. It's like trying to run the latest video game on a 10-year-old phone. It just won't work.
So what's the fix? Well, it's simple and brilliant at the same time. You connect the battery's little brain to a much, much bigger brain in the cloud. This is where we get the Intelligent Battery Management System, the IBMS.
Okay, I know this diagram looks a little intimidating at first, but the idea behind it is actually pretty straightforward. Your car, that's the end and edge, gathers all the data and handles the immediate life-or-death safety stuff. But then, it sends all that juicy information up to a huge cloud platform, and that is where the real heavy-duty thinking happens. Let's dig into how it all works.
So, this whole intelligent system is built on three main layers. You've got the end, the edge, and the cloud.
All right, so here's how the data flows. It all starts at step 1, the end. This is literally the sensors inside your battery pack just gathering tons of raw data, voltage, temp, you name it. Then step 2 is the edge. Think of this as a small computer right there in the car. Its only job is to handle the super time-critical safety stuff, like preventing an overcharge right now. But the real magic? That's step 3, the cloud. All that data gets beamed up to the cloud for the heavy lifting, the serious analysis, the diagnosis, and the predictions.
And at the very core of all this cloud-based brainpower is a concept that is just so cool. It's called the digital twin. I want you to imagine a perfect one-to-one virtual copy of your car's physical battery, living and breathing up in the cloud. This digital copy simulates everything in real time. It ages, it reacts, it behaves exactly like the real battery sitting in your driveway.
So check this out. Data from your actual battery, and this includes everything, even what the weather is like outside, is constantly being fed to its digital twin. The cloud can then run all sorts of crazy simulations and what-if scenarios on this virtual copy, learning and predicting what will happen, all without any risk to your physical battery. Then, it takes what it learned and sends optimized commands back down to your car. It's this amazing, continuous feedback loop of learning and getting better.
Okay, that's the tech, and it's awesome. But what does it actually mean for you when you're behind the wheel? How does a smarter battery make for a smarter car and a better drive? Well, this is how all those pieces, the digital twin, the cloud analytics, all fit together. They work in concert to create a system that can deliver a whole new set of features. And these aren't just gimmicks. They directly tackle the biggest headaches of owning an EV.
So why should you care? Well, remember that range anxiety we talked about? Gone. This system can give you hyper-accurate range predictions that account for your driving style, the traffic, even the weather. Worried about your battery dying unexpectedly? It'll give you an alert before a problem even happens. It also works to extend your battery's lifespan, which is huge. It can predict and prevent catastrophic safety issues. And get this, it can even find you the best time and place to charge to save you money. It's a total game changer.
Now, of course, a change this massive isn't going to happen overnight. It sounds amazing, but there are some pretty big hurdles to clear before this kind of intelligent system is in every EV on the road. On the technical side, just collecting and making sense of data from every single cell in a giant battery pack, that's a monumental task. Commercially, yeah, this stuff is expensive. The upfront cost for all that cloud computing is no joke. And then there's the social aspect. We, as users, have to trust that all our driving data is being kept private and secure. That's a huge one. But you know, as we start to solve these problems, it leaves you with a really fascinating thought. For over 100 years, the engine, that was the heart and soul of the car, right? But in this new electric age, we're heading towards a future where the battery isn't just the power source. What if it becomes the most intelligent, most predictive, and most self-aware part of the entire vehicle? Think about that.